Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. We've got some breaking news.
The Sussex squad has struck again.
Centabali had to disable their comments on their Instagram page.
First, they had the goddaughter of King Charles, India Hicks, take down her podcast with Brooke Shields. Now they're having Centabali disable their comments? What are you guys thinking?
Well, they also have done this so many times in the past. Tracy Anderson had to come out and put a statement saying she was not shading Meghan when she said, "I'm in my actual kitchen." Gwyneth Paltrow had to throw her a bone and bring her in her kitchen because of that Vanity Fair article saying, "I don't know her," and now forever Gwyneth is totally screwed. But I'm saying this is a pattern when it comes to the Sussex squad. They are toxic, they are bullies, and now they're going after Harry's beloved charity that even though he resigned, it still meant the world to him, and it was in honor of the late Princess Diana, and now they have to disable their comments because of all the disgusting things. When we saw this story, right away, Stephanie went over to Instagram and she screenshotted as many negative comments as she could, but they were deleting them like it was no business.
They were deleting all the negative stuff and keeping all the nice stuff. Yeah. And it was clear and obvious. Maybe there were 4 nice things, 5 negative things. I got as many as I could. There weren't that many more left.
Let's look at what the article says first. We are reading this for the first time with you guys. Prince Harry's former charity suddenly disables Instagram comments amid controversy. Centabali announced they were turning off comments due to the harmful effects of recent targeted harassment. So this is the statement that they put up on their Instagram page. Unfortunately, we have had temporarily disable comments on this platform due to the harmful effects of recent targeted online harassment.
I like how they use the word harassment because they could have said nothing and tried to clean up this situation on the sly with Meta privately.
Yeah.
But they said, "Hey guys, Harry's and Meghan's fan base are harassing us. So we had to take down our comments."
Our focus remains on our mission and the communities we serve. We will not engage with misinformation or personal attacks here. Thank you for those who continue to support and follow work of Centabali. Referring to Dr. Sophie, because since this whole thing started, Dr. Sophie has been completely character assassinated. Her family has had character assassination. I mean, just go on TikTok. It is a bloodbath over there. All you have to do is type in Centabali and her name, and it's awful. Taking the side of Harry, of all people, the same guy that was silent during African parks, where now you know they were guilty of all those horrible atrocities.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Why wouldn't you think that maybe Dr. Sophie is telling the truth too? But no, they can't let it go. And I'm starting to think, and I didn't think it before, but I am really starting to think allegedly that maybe Meghan really has something to do with hiring these people, because I can't imagine anybody with a brain falling for this crap and thinking that it's Centabali's fault when Harry is the most lazy person on the planet.
He's been given charities his whole life by his family to go do something.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the nerve. And how dare you call Prince William work shy, Willie? No. Harry has not worked a day in his life. Okay? He was playing video games in Afghanistan.
Yeah. They called him Bunker Harry. Centabali, an African charity co-founded by Prince Harry, has disabled Instagram comments. Harry and Prince Seso of Lesotho co-founded the organization in 2006. However, they resigned as patrons earlier this year amid a leadership crisis. The UK-based charity commission is currently investigating Centabali and its chairwoman, Dr. Sophie Chandaka. So this is Harry's statement when this first happened. This isn't today. This is when all the stuff hit the fan. Harry issued a statement bemoaning the fact that amid the organizational infighting, no one suffers more than the beneficiaries of Centabali itself. On behalf of the former trustees and patrons, we share the relief that the Charity Commission confirmed they will be conducting a robust inquiry. He continued, we fully expect it will unveil the truth that collectively forced us to resign. See, I at first thought that Harry was trying to like cool the temperature a little bit, but actually this just fanned the flames, in my opinion.
Well, that's why I was thinking this morning when you said that they disabled their comments. I'm like, did Harry get his head on straight and maybe go to Centabali and say, listen, this attack on Dr. Sophie has to stop. We have to disable the comments now. We have to investigate. We have to have HR go into it, find out who these people are. Maybe they're bots. That's what I was thinking. But then I reread his statement going, you know what? I'm going to be proven right.
Yeah.
And they're going to be proven wrong.
Even at the end, he put that we hope they're going to put it in the right hands. That means firing Dr. Sophie.
Exactly. He's just a little baby.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, all she wanted to do was move the organization and like the leadership from England to Africa. She felt that like if they put it in that spot where they're on the ground, boots on the ground, it would make more sense than having everything go through England to Africa. And she was just trying to be progressive. And Harry and Meghan, out of everybody, should understand that being progressive is a good thing. I mean, they want to abolish the monarchy, allegedly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we all remember the TV show that Dr. Sophie and her lawyer went on. We did a whole episode on it.
It was after all this stuff came out.
And she had to come and defend herself.
The actual day, we had Prince Harry, which is always wonderful. The Duchess decided to attend, but she told us she wasn't attending. And she brought a friend, a very famous friend. So you can imagine all of the activity that goes with these additional amazing people. We're excited about it. We would have been really excited had we known.
She talked about the polo match where they had to move it because Meghan and Harry were bringing VIPs and the Netflix crew.
National press captured this, and there was a lot of talk about the Duchess and the choreography on stage and whether she should have been there and her treatment of me. Prince Harry asked me to issue some sort of a statement in support of the Duchess, and I said I wouldn't. Not because I didn't care about the Duchess, but because I knew what would happen if I did so, number one. And number two, because we cannot be an extension of the Sussex.
What would have happened if you...
I mean, it basically proved what we already knew, that Meghan and Harry did not care about a Centabali polo charity match. All they cared about was getting the Netflix cruise there, Meghan seen, Serena Williams coming,
the trophy.
It was just a nightmare.
It was a train wreck.
When the whole trophy thing happened up on the platform and Meghan wouldn't move, they called Dr. Sophie, or Harry texted Dr. Sophie and said, hey, can you make a statement?
Yeah.
And say that there's nothing wrong, you're not upset with Meghan, blah, blah. And that proved that Meghan really does get affected by this negativity that's put out that is truthful. She would move. She was like stationary. She was like a point guard in the NBA. I've never seen somebody so stationary in my life.
Well, Dr. Sophie also called the Sussex brand toxic, and I quote.
Yeah, and she said, I'm not going to
Harry didn't like that.
He did not like that, and neither did the Sussex squad. They did not like that. So
you say the Sussex brand is toxic, you're basically saying the Sussex squad is toxic.
Yeah, and they want you to think like Boozy and Meghan and all those other people. They want, and Daniel Martin now, but they want everyone to think that the royal family fans are toxic, but you've never heard that. You know why? Because we're not toxic. We just tell the truth.
Passionate.
We're very
passionate.
Very passionate. Here is the Centabali Instagram page. They have a little over 30,000 followers. They say that they work with young people to create solutions for health, wealth inequity, and climate resilience, founded by Prince Harry and Prince Say So in 2006. They still have that up. Good for them. Here are the negative comments that Stephanie was able to screenshot, but they're going down fast.
They're going fast.
Sophie Chandauka and Ian Rawlinson must step down and away from Centabali. Look at the damage they have caused already. The staff at the foundation should be demanding they step away until the Charity Commission has ruled, period. Causing permanent damage and irrevocable damage to the memories and legacies of Princess Diana and Prince Harry is Chandauka's ultimate goal. That is why she announced that Harry, Meghan, and their children would be visiting in 2025. This attached a huge security risk on the trip that was being planned behind the scenes, all because William wants to bring his children to Africa first. I hate to say it, but William has probably been to Africa with his children, just like they went to Morocco and nobody knew. I mean, you guys think that they don't take their kids on normal vacations?
Those kids are very well-rounded, well-mannered, well-cultured children.
And Harry and Meghan were able to take their kids to Costa Rica without anybody knowing. So get over it, guys. This whole like shrouded in the middle of the night crap, that doesn't work anymore.
Seems like shrouded in the middle of the night crap only works at Disneyland.
Yeah. It's because he believed Africa is his when Africa belongs to either no one or everyone.
So it's all William's fault.
Yeah,
it's
all his fault.
Yeah, it's
Blame
all
William.
William's fault.
I'm glad I canceled my monthly contribution. I doubt she even had one. And now Madam Sophie has to beg online for donations. Centabali has never begged before. No donations for me and my colleagues until Sophie is gone. Absolutely no donations until extortion artist leaves Centabali and the two patrons are comfortable to return. Verify the right staff and board are in place and reset operations. The damage done by Sophie Chandauka to the reputation and functioning of everything the two founders built with their excellent staff and volunteers over the years is immeasurable. Didn't you say HIV was no longer an issue and you and Prince William's friend is now focusing on climate change? No donation until you're gone. I deeply concerned to see Sophie Chandauka using vulnerable children affected by HIV/AIDS to fundraise. Well, isn't that what the charity's all about?
I think they're confused.
Yeah. When she stated that they needed to shift focus away from HIV to climate change, it breaks my heart to see what this woman has done to a charity. Remember, she has yes to an account for reasons she wasted hundreds of thousands hiring her relatives as consultants. I understand what she was trying to do with the HIV/AIDS in regards to climate change, because she's saying we need to change the climate of Africa and figure out why this is even happening at rates that are so much higher here as opposed to around the world. She wasn't saying, let's stop talking about HIV and AIDS and start talking about storms and oceans. That's not what she meant when she said climate change. These people just hear the word climate change.
And how hypocritical is it for them to get upset? Oh, we're hiring relatives, blah, blah, blah. How do you think Harry got this charity? Sussex Squad.
Yeah.
The institution created it. Then they handed it to Harry to give him something to do.
And Prince Ciso needed
That's
something to do.
nepotism times a billion, dude. So get your facts straight. These people do not understand facts.
Yeah. No donations, Sophie must go first. So what they did was they put comments are limited on certain posts. I went in there, Stephanie went in there. They have like scrubbed it. I wish they would have kept it because I'm sure they were awesome to read.
Well,
if anybody has it out there. So they're keeping all like the good stuff, but here's one that they forgot to do. You need to resign.
But I'm sure that the comments, listen, they took this down because they needed to take it down. I'm sure the comments that were deleted at first were bad.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking like threats,
Yep.
threats to her family. Okay. When they say Sophie must go, I'm sure they meant it in a different context, if you know what I mean.
So Sussex Squad is already over on TikTok freaking out.
I had to calm down because I know this is not what I think it is. First of all, let's tell some truths here, okay? I saw the comments. I saw nothing that looked like harassment. I saw nothing that looked defamatory. What I saw was people saying, we're not donating another dime until the founders come back and hashtag free Centabali. Like, show us real proof that your life is in danger, Sophie. Because it's real ironic that special button called disable comments magically works now, but it didn't work before when you had racist ass Brits, Scots, Americans, Aussies in the comments section saying horrible things about Meghan and Harry. Right ITV, right Vogue magazine, right Vanity Fair, y'all buttons work real good when it's somebody who pays you money to turn it off. Hi, William. Kensington Palace's old flunky, Rollison, Mr. Tuck's Trust, wants to turn it into that now. And basically, if you think that Sophie is not or has not been compensated for her loyalty, you got another thing coming. This woman was a mole. She pushed herself in and she, oh, Lord have mercy. When it all comes down, when we get the real inside tea, you all are going to see how pressed and obsessed that family over in England is about Harry. And what's comical about this is that Centabali isn't even Harry's biggest draw. It's not Invictus. It's not Travelist. It's a very humble charity. And yet they figure, let's start with the small one first because the small one is going to be easier to take. Now, you're a joke. And I'm saying that in a non-threatening way. You're a joke. I feel sorry for you. Because you did all of this and you're not going to have shit to show for it. I'm sure the royal family in Rollison did not give you enough money to hide your shame. This victim stuff doesn't look good on you. Not after you sat on a platform in front of Trevor Phillips and a whole bunch of other racists and told them that Meghan is the problem with Centabali.
You guys want to do it yourself? TikTok, type in Dr. Sophie Chandauqua. You don't even have to put Meghan or Harry. They have just flooded the zone.
One can experience misogyny and also spend allegedly hundreds of thousands of dollars on external consultants that didn't actually do anything to up fundraising. People have been saying this for years now. It's not a requirement to like Meghan to understand that she experienced misogynoir. And any of these missteps, these lies, these terrible, heinous things that she purportedly did, which in 2 years of researching, I have yet to see a reason why she deserved that level of negative coverage. And God, if I hear about the 17 eyes, I will lose my mind.
The media is very bent on trying to switch the racism card onto Meghan and Harry. Ma'am, you are throwing out these terms, misogynoir, but you're also throwing another black woman out there to fend for herself, but you want someone to defend you.
Sophie Chandauqua joined Centabali. She has put a significant financial strain on the nonprofit. We all know the British tabloids love to spin a narrative that villainizes Meghan. And they're going to do the same thing with Prince Harry. We know Prince Harry is not a bully.
She, it seems, is the reason that Prince Harry and all of the others stepped back from Centabali. She is the chair of the board of Centabali, so in charge of the governing body, essentially, of this charity. She is the one basically making all of the decisions. Her leadership, especially her handling of financial matters, is what caused him to resign. Even I know that $600,000 to hire consultants is a little cuckoo.
On the street today is that Sophie Chandauqua, she invited Meghan to the polo match. Yet she went on national television to say that Meghan's attendance created chaos. Now, even if Meghan did not let them know that she was coming, she let them know at the last minute, which makes sense because of the security risk that she faces every day. It just doesn't make sense. And I think Sophie is digging herself into a hole deeper every day.
Just don't give them attention. Let them go away. Trust me, they will not be sustainable.
Yeah. And this is a fluid story. I'm sure a lot more is going to come out, but it just goes to show you that they are toxic. These people are crazy.
They're bullies. Meghan Markle is a bully. Hashtag.
Yeah. And we have never seen Meghan or Harry come out and say
Denounced.
anything or say stand down or any of that stuff that should be said to these people. But
if anything, they're throwing gasoline. And that is dangerous, especially on social media.
yeah, there's a new shakeup over at Harry and Meghan's Montecito Palace.
Oh, dear.
And it's not from last month. We talked about it last month where Harry hired a bunch of people to help him and Meghan has a new comms team or whatever. No, this is new. This happened today again. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced another staff shakeup as 4 team members exit. this doesn't make sense if you are a good person to work with. You do not have this rotation or this turnaround. Meredith Maines, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's chief communications officer, called it a strategic decision. It's always a decision that's strategic.
It's always their call.
Yeah. Oh, guys, we meant to do this.
We meant to.
4 members of the Duke and Duchesses of Sussex staff have parted ways with the couple in recent weeks. Staffers who have departed include Los Angeles-based deputy press secretary. And this is what's funny. I'm about to read all the staffers here. This is what's hilarious. Why do they need all these people? They make the worst decisions ever, and it appears that Meghan is never going to take advice from any of these people. So why have them in the first place? How do you have a deputy press secretary and UK press officer? Why do you need one of those?
Because of all the lawsuits in the UK.
Yes. They were both brought on last year. The shift comes after Meghan and Harry hired Meredith Maines as their first chief again, who needs a chief communications officer when you are constantly screwing up and doing stupid things on your own Instagram page?
No, who needs a communications officer when you have no communication?
I know, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, this doesn't make sense to me. This woman worked for Google, Hulu, and American Idol.
Oh, Ryan Seacrest.
The couple also recently added Emily Robinson, formerly of Netflix, as a new director of communications. So you've got a chief communications, and then you've got a director of communications, and retained a team from Method Communications.
Talk about a nosedive from Netflix to have a job at Netflix, and then going into Meghan and Harry's camp.
Yeah, but I'm sure
What a
she wasn't.
nosedive.
I know, but I'm sure she wasn't a director over at Netflix. She was probably a flunky, and they're like, "Oh, you should come over to us."
She was like the woman who brought the coffee in the morning and asked everyone, "Do you want sugar?"
Yeah, exactly. Last year, Meghan and Prince Harry's global press secretary and head of communications, Ashley Hansen, parted ways with the couple as she launched her own communications firm. The Duke of Sussex chief of staff, Josh Kettler, also left. We reported on that already. Something tells me there will be another change in the future, a source told Hello.
Maybe this is what she meant when she was picking the fruit in the backyard. Something exciting's coming. Hey guys, something exciting's happening. I'm going to fire 4 people.
New staff. Meghan and Harry have hired some of the most incredible people. They're always the most incredible. And they're so freaking talented. Yet somehow none of them ever work out. No, well, we kind of know that. And this is people, by the way. People doesn't understand why. Really? Maines said in a statement about the change, as Harry and Meghan's business and philanthropic interest grows, actually it's shrinking. How's it growing?
Yeah,
it's shrinking.
This is so
stupid.
Tiring. This is so tiring.
I have made the strategic decision to move toward a more traditional communication structure of specialist agency support, as previously reported in Forbes and PR Week several weeks ago, transitioning from a team of 2 to an agency. Okay, so what it sounds like is Meghan, and this is my opinion, I have every right to say it. What it sounds like is Meghan and Harry can no longer afford their own staff. So what they're doing is they're freelancing it to an agency. They're like, okay, we'll get, and then that way they get a cut. The agency, the manager, WME, they get a cut of everything. Because before, Meghan and Harry moved to LA thinking they could have like a Kensington Palace staff.
They're a power couple.
They seriously thought they were going to have the same staff they had, just like the Prince and Princess of Wales have. They wanted a staff. It was paid for. Boom. Now it's like, no, you're going to have to go to that agency and deal with it. And they're going to have other clients. Now, that's my opinion. I could be totally wrong about this. At the start of 2025, Meghan rejoined Instagram. Yeah, we all know. And she's
giving personal details about her family. Yeah, we know that too.
There's no reason to have a personal staff anymore if you're telling you how to communicate. If you're going to do all that yourself,
exactly. Put hearts over the kids' faces until you really want to sell them.
Influencers are with agencies. I mean, all the time, and managers. So that's that. I mean, I think that's what it means. I don't think they're
running low.
I think they have to depart with 4 people, and they're just making things smaller. And then an agency will call them up if they have a gig, and they're like, okay, and then you get 10% of it, and that's how it works.
Well, what I'm getting to is like if you get it from People Magazine, most likely it's from Harry and Meghan, and what they're doing is they're trying to stay ahead of the story.
Yeah.
What that means as well is that if 4 people leave the staff, that's going to be on paper.
Yeah.
So there's going to be sleuths, and they know that the sleuths are in full form at this point, and they're going to see, 4 more people left. Now, Meghan and Harry are going to spin it going, no, this is a good thing. This is a mutual decision.
Yeah, we're going to go to a bigger agency
Right.
when people like us know what
Know
that
what
means.
that
That's
means.
not
That
a good thing.
That means you don't have enough money to pay private employees.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like to us. So,
Could
all
be
right,
wrong.
Meghan.
Could
Could
be
be
wrong.
wrong, Meghan.
Yeah,
Ooh. Stay ahead of that story, People Magazine. 'Cause
Exactly.
How's that working out for you?
Today's animal rescue is Pound Hounds Rescue in New York City. They are a rescue group responsible for saving countless lives from the New York Animal Care Center. Unfortunately, New York City is full of dogs this time of year because for some reason, people will adopt dogs in the winter and then they decide they don't want them anymore and they dump them to go on summer break.
Yeah, it's called the puppy Christmas gift.
It's insane.
It happens
Okay,
every year.
so a lot of this is going on and it's happening a lot in New York right now. Unfortunately, New York is a kill state, so we want to help them pull out as many dogs on death row as they can. If you live in New York City, you should go to those shelters and adopt one of those dogs. There are a lot of cute pit bulls. You get free security and they're already like lived in. A lot of these dogs are coming from people who they had families, they're potty trained, everything. And they were like, oh, we just can't have them anymore. We're going to the Grand Canyon for a week. Like, it's awful. I'm telling you, it's terrible.
Those people.
So Pound Hounds Rescue, we will put their link in the description box below. Please share them with friends and family. It really does make a difference. Okay, guys, tomorrow is Trooping the Color. It is a complete Harry and Meghan blackout. It starts at, I believe, 3:30 a.m. our time, Pacific Standard Time. We will be streaming it. We will also be giving commentary, and then we will be also sharing all the awesome things that the royal family has been doing this week. The Prince of Wales and his duchy, he's got some plans for that. Princess Catherine looks stunning in a blue pantsuit. We have all that stuff.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I mean, he's definitely bringing in Eugenie and Beatrice.
We think.
We think. Well, there's been reports. So he's going to bring them up there, and there's going to be some new exciting things.
Yeah, so we can't wait for Trooping the Color.
And listen, we say we're doing a Harry and Meghan blackout. Now, if they announce the divorce tomorrow, Nancy and I are going to come out of the blackout because anything's possible.
Yeah, that's the only way.
The only way. That or she apologizes to the Queen and says that what she said was a lie.
Yes.
About the racism.
Yes, that's the only way.
That's the only way we'll come out of the blackout. But other than that, we should be fine.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. We love you so much.
Bye, guys. Have
Love
a great
you.
night.